We've got a fun show laid out for everyone today, but I've got a favor to ask of 28 of you watching right now who have not subscribed to the channel yet. Please go ahead and do so. Help us reach 11,300 by the end of today. And the story that keeps on giving more twists and turns in the Jim Harbaugh saga, as there are even more updates on the Michigan football head coach who I believe is done in Ann Arbor and is coming to Denver. Why? Because there's already a big lure of the NFL, and then you add in maybe doubling the salary. That's going to definitely, change some minds. But now there's this. I honestly didn't wake up today thinking we would talk about Jim Harbaugh because we've talked about him on the channel for like 3 or 4 straight days now. But Dan Wetzel, who covers college football, tweeting out, the NCAA is set to allege numerous violations against Michigan football, including a level 1 violation against Jim Harbaugh for failure to cooperate with investigators. Oh boy, and here we go. I wonder, will Harbaugh decide to jump ship from I wouldn't say burning football program because most programs have to deal with these types of BS allegations and sanctions and whatnot from time to time. But if there are a decent amount of allegations coming or, implications and suspension potentially, missing games, and God forbid a bowl ban, he's definitely not going to stick around for that, I would think. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to get to that point. Still very early in this allegations process. But if Harbaugh knows what he did, which of course he does, and it is what unnecessary roughness from Barstool alleges, which is rumors swirling around Jim Harbaugh's level 1 NCAA violation, was for buying a recruit a hamburger at Brown Jug. I think we can all agree that, sure, this maybe helps Jim Harbaugh coming to the Broncos, but from a football sake, and I love college football, this is the stupidest thing ever, right? Could you imagine actually having to lose your head coach because the final thing that pushes him over the edge is, I don't want to deal with all the ramifications because I bought someone a hamburger. That is the saddest thing ever. But the NCAA, they're going to NCAA. They fucking suck. But we have seen this before, though. Go back in time. When Pete Carroll left USC for the Seattle Seahawks job, yeah, coming to the NFL is probably a huge factor in that decision, but there were allegations brewing and a potential suspension and different violations and penalties and whatnot coming for LA, right? Coming for USC. And what did Pete Carroll do? Now, he's going to say he had no idea that this was coming for him, right? Coming for USC. But he conveniently jumped ship, went to Seattle, and not long later, boom, the NCAA slaps them with a whole lot of punishments, a 2-season bowl ban, scholarships, all that stuff. And Pete Carroll had said in an interview, I wouldn't have left if I knew all that was coming. All right, maybe, but also probably not, right? He probably had a good idea of what they did in USC and what they could be facing. And, conveniently, the Seahawks want to offer me a job. Yeah, I was looking for a way to get to the NFL, but boy, is this some good, convenient timing. All right, more on this now, okay? John U. Bacon. He's some writer who's got a really close connection to Harbaugh, so I'll toss him in the show. From very good sources, the possibility of Harbaugh leaving for the NFL is real. We've known this for a little bit now, but could happen very fast. Okay, it's a bit of a newer story. Nothing final, but if he goes, it would not be because of money, okay, NIL, control, or just anything about regarding University of Michigan, but his growing frustration with college football itself. So that's why I'm tying this in here. The growing frustration of the NCAA being the worst governing body in sports, and he might be suspended a handful of games. They might not be able to go to the college football playoff next year, go to a bowl game because he bought someone a hamburger, and when the NCAA asked him about it, he says, I don't remember. I could see why you go, I'm tired of having to deal with this stupid and dumb bureaucracy that is the National Collegiate Athletic Association. I am moving on to the NFL where I can buy my players diamond rings and I'm not going to get in trouble for it. Now you parlay all of that whole shitstorm, right? That is the NCAA. Clap it up. You're going to potentially run away one of the best football coaches because of a hamburger. You parlay all that. And not just with the money that the Broncos can offer, but with what Harbaugh himself said, okay? He's had 2 opportunities to shut the door on these rumors. And here's what his official statement said yesterday. I am aware of the rumors and speculation over the past few days. College and NFL teams have good interest in all of our personnel, from players to coaches to staff, and I truly believe that is a testament to the strength of our University of Michigan football program. As I stated in December, while no one knows what the future holds, I expect that I will be enthusiastically coaching Michigan in 2023. This is weak sauce, Jimmy. You know it. Come on. Harbaugh, weak sauce. You had the opportunity to come out and say, I am coaching Michigan next year, and I will not be entertaining any sort of NFL offer. Weak sauce. I don't buy it. If he really didn't want to leave Michigan, you know what he could just say? I'm not leaving Michigan. Instead, he's one foot out, 1 foot in with this, I expect to what does enthusiastically coach mean? That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. And no one knows what the future holds. Yeah, true. But you know what you can control. And you can control staying or leaving, right? It's not like they're asking, do you think you're going to get fired? That's a different conversation of, do you think you'll be the coach next year? If you're on the hot seat, you go, I don't know. But they're not firing you. So you have all the cards here. And you are choosing to go the no one knows what the future holds route. That way, if you do leave, you don't look like a stone cold liar who said, I'm not leaving. Now we get to this side of the story, the money side. Because when you look at the highest paid NFL head coaches, they're in the range of 11 to 18 million from 1 to 3. And need I remind you, we are talking about the Saudis of the Rockies right now with the Walton Penner ownership group. Show me the money, right? The Broncos can back up truck after truck after truck of cash for Jim Harbaugh and just double and then some his salary. If they want Harbaugh, right, because they have already sunk $250 million into Russell Wilson, and they feel we're not messing around with some first-time unknown head coach who's the OC for the Philadelphia Eagles. No, we want our number 1 guy, and that's Jim Harbaugh, right? That's the guy who had 4 seasons in San Francisco, 3 of which resulted in NFC Championship game appearances, and 1 was a Super Bowl berth, okay? When you look at the 2022 college football salaries, Harbaugh, now a lot of these are incentive-based, I will remind you of that, but still, just on the surface level, he's not even top 10, right? He's in that $7 million range. Now, he's going to get more than that, but there were some rumors and speculation of back in 2020, Michigan asked him to take a pay cut, and he did, and he might not have been very happy about that. And here he is, number 12 highest paid head coach in college football, when you know what? He could be number 1 in the NFL. Go from making $7 million, now it's a little bit more than that with the incentives he definitely hits. We'll call it 10. I'll round up. $10 million, and the Broncos go, cool, we'll pay you 25. How are you saying no to that? How are you saying no to that when you look what's going on in Michigan and you go, I beat Ohio State twice. I made the college football playoff twice. There's a whole bunch of sanctions and penalties coming my way. Yeah, $15 million pay jump? I'll take it. Now, there are some new odds out there about the Broncos head coach. And Harbaugh, surprise, surprise, is number 1, right? Right behind him is Dan Quinn. Darrell Bevell, who was the OC for Russell Wilson in Seattle when he really started to hit his groove. He's currently the QB coach in Miami. He's number 3. Sean Payton, we haven't talked about in a New York Minute. I don't know. I mean, producer Trace right now with me is a Saints guy, and I feel like that story has kind of gotten a bit cold-ish the last week or two. He's probably waiting to see who all the firings are and then toss his name into the hat. So we got that right there. Frank Reich, I like him. If the other ones don't work out, plus 1,000. But I want you guys to get in the comment section right now. Who do you think will be the head coach next year? Will it be Harbaugh? Will it be Dan Quinn? Let me know down below. I'll be curious to see what you have to say.